Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit.
Yay! We made it! I'm trying to find my comment window. Let me find that first. I was trying to find it while we were. There we are. Yay! It's day 4. Aren't you excited? I'm excited. And day 4 is great. I hope that you have been following along. I've been watching the emails and the people that are downloading the free activities I'm giving today. Hopefully, you're getting something out of this, and don't forget to participate in the post section of my YouTube channel. There's some prompts there. I sent out something today. Asking, how do I have that there? Asking about what is your most difficult thing about teaching division. Division is hard. It is, but it doesn't have to be. So today I'm going to teach you 2 different things. But let me first introduce myself. My name is Michelle, aka the Ignited Teacher, and what I do on this channel is I provide you with tips that actually work in your classroom and can be used in your class as early as the next day. And what I do also is provide you with these tips so that your students can at least show 1 year's growth by the end of the school year. Isn't that awesome? Yes. That's awesome sauce. So, today, if you are one of those people and you're like, well, why didn't y'all tell me that the 12 days of giveaway was going on? There's still time, friend. You can participate. Let me go to the next one. Right here. Go to mathinterventionacademy.com/12 days of giveaway. But it's easier. Just click the link in the description of this live stream. You can click it now or you can click it later because I know some people are like, well, I didn't know this was going on. And unfortunately, today is day 4. You can get all of the remaining 8 days because if you weren't there for day 1, that's why I was encouraging you all to be here for day 1. You could get all 12 of the freebies for the day and the training as well. So if you don't get the printable, at least you can have the training. All of the videos that the live streams that I have are on my YouTube channel and they'll remain there. I had a previous 12-day giveaway last year. This is something that I plan on doing annually. It's my gift to education because it's in a profession that has given so much for me and you're probably asking, well, where's this all taking place? Right here on my YouTube channel. If you look on the screen, you'll see that where it says post, you can see door number 4. I'm live now. And all of it is taking place on the YouTube channel. 2 places, live stream and the post where you can Make comments, ask me questions, and interact with me. Come on now, join the fun. Join the fun. You can do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started with day 4. Day 4 is division without confusion. Now, I'm going to take it back to a conceptual level. Today's product, let me show you what it actually says. It's inverse operations. When I teach division, I've taught third grade, I've taught fourth, I've taught fifth. So you're in good hands. Students really don't understand the connection between multiplication and division. So as they progress towards that standard algorithm, I'm not going to even lie, I really don't like partial quotient. I do understand why you all use the box method, but at the end of the day, the students have to progress to the standard algorithm, which is what we use every day. And they cannot do that, which is the abstract of the concept that I'm going to show you all today. Now, the problem is they don't understand that they are inverses. Say it with me, inverses. Inverses mean that they are opposites of one another. So let me show you this because I'm not going to be on here long. You know, I'm a girl. I love these two color counters. I said that yesterday. And I'm a fan of the dry erase boards because they're easy. And you can get some felt, or you know what, you can use socks to erase them. And guess what? When they are messed up, you can just throw them away and they don't cost you anything. Dry erase boards, they get messed up, they get dinged. The kids put permanent marker on them, and I've been there, done that. Now, I generally on in my classroom when I teach third grade, when I introduce multiplication, which multiplication is normally first, so let me switch them around. And if you were with me on day 1, remember I said, hey, when you use the number disc, go back, you say groups of, it prepares them for multiplication, and they're not looking at things just singularly. So when we are talking about introducing multiplication, it's 4 times 5. I don't allow my students to say that. They have to interpret what this says. This means what? 4 groups or 4 rows of 5. Rows and columns. 4 rows of 5 columns and 5 columns. So 4 and equal groups is 4 groups of 5. So for this one, we use equal groups. So it says 4 groups of 5. So you can do this, especially in 4th and 5th grade. I even, my 8th graders, when I was teaching distributed property, I asked them, what does this mean? They said 4 times 5. No, what does it mean? Because when I introduced the distributed property, I used the 3rd grade standard with arrays to teach the distributive property. So we have 4 groups of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me scoot that over. 3, 5. And then we have, all right, so we have 4 groups of 5. So have the students count, skip count. Please don't let them count by ones. If they're in 3rd grade, they should be skip counting, because skip counting reinforces multiplication. That's one of the misconceptions that students have, because a lot of teachers allow them to still count by ones. No, that is ineffective. It's great for 1st grade, but they're in 3rd grade and we skip count. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. So 4 groups of 5 equals a total of 20. Now, we're going to move to division. You interpret this. What does this mean? We have one group of 20 and we're putting them into how many groups? 5 groups. But we don't know how many are in the group. So interpreting multiplication is different when you're talking about division. Division starts with the total. It tells us how many groups we're going to have. But what's missing is how many are in the group. So we know we're going to have 5 groups, but we don't know how many are in there. So that's where that sharing principle comes in. 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. And we'll keep sharing them. But we got to have 5 groups. So I'm put 3 here. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 groups. Make sure I have 3 in each group. So here, 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 here. Let me see. So I have 4 in this group, 4 in this group, 4 here, and 4 here. Now, 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Why are these inverses? And if you can get your students to explain why these are inverses, you got you a good student on your hand. And when you get to that standard algorithm, it's going to make sense. So we have 5 groups of 4. Is 5 groups of 4 opposite of 4 groups of 5? It means the same thing. But remember when I was talking about multiplication? Multiplication, when you flip it, it rotates it geometrically. So it equals the same amount, but it's not the same. Now, let's talk about what did we do to find the answer. We interpret this as 4 groups of 5. So we had 20 and it told us we're going to have 4 groups with 5 in them. But the difference with division, it tells us the total, how many groups we're going to have, but it doesn't tell us how many we're going to have in there. So when you put these two together, they're opposite because 4 times 5 equals 20, but we start with how many groups we're going to have and how many are in the group, but it doesn't tell us the total. Division, however, tells us the total, and tells us how many groups we have, but they don't tell us how many we have in each group. You can find that out by multiplication. Why? Because multiplication tells us how many groups we're going to have. I mean, how many groups we're going to have. So 4 times 5 is 20. We have a total. You can either have 5 groups of 4 or 4 groups of 5. That's where those fact families come in. But for this purpose, students have to understand that they're opposite because the action that you take to find the answer is the opposite. For multiplication, we're going to put them into groups. For division, we're going to put them in equal groups, but we're starting with a total. We don't have a total here. That is opposite of that. So if you wanted to find the multiplication fact, you could say 4 times 5 equals 20. That's where the inverse of it comes in. And I hope that makes sense. If you can get your students to understand groups of and equal the total, how many groups, how many in the group. And that's actually how I teach my students. Let me erase this. And it looks like this. groups of 5 equals. So you're missing the total here for multiplication. For division, you have the total and the number of groups but you're missing how many in the group. And that's division. This is missing the total. So if you lay it out, and this really helps kids when they start getting to equations, because in 6th grade, if I'm not mistaken, if it's still there, they have to create equations from actual sentences and problems. So groups of 5, and it's missing a total. In division, it gives us the total and the number of groups, but it doesn't tell us how many in the group. So these have the opposite missing. Now, how does this connect to the standard algorithm? I'm so glad you asked. So the standard algorithm, if you look on my YouTube channel after I end this live stream, I teach a method. Let me erase that. So say for instance, we have 84 divided by 4. Now this will make sense because you have taught your kids about division. If I'm going to start with 0, 0 for 3rd graders, and we're going to say 4, one group 4, 2 groups 8, 3 groups 12, 4 groups 16. 1 times 4 equals 4. One group of 4 equals 4. It makes sense. 2 groups of 4 equals 8. 3 groups of 4 equal 12. 4 groups of 4 equals 16. And 5 groups of 4 equals 20. So what I do here is how many, and it connects, how many groups of 4, this is our divisor, can we get from 8? This is groups, and this is your total. One group of 4, I have a total of 4. So how many groups of 4 can I get from 8? That's your total. Find 8 on the total, and I have my students boxing in. How many groups of 4 can I get from 8? Here's your groups. You see how it connects? So you take this, and I always tell my students, these are your top numbers. These are your bottom numbers. So groups go at the top, total goes at the bottom. Easy peasy. But I think we've made math so difficult that it doesn't make sense for the kids. That's the problem that we're having. So hopefully you understand this. Guess what? And I'm right on time. It's 19 minutes and 30 seconds. Hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, you can always pop them in the post section of this YouTube channel, and I'll be right there. Easy peasy. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all tomorrow for day 5. Bye-bye.